Welcome back to another edition of the Pagcast. I'm your host, Michael Pagani, joined alongside Calgary Hitmen forward Luc Trevors. Luc, welcome to the Pagcast. Thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, of course, Michael. Like I said, happy to be here and excited for this.
My first question to kind of open up the interview is just how have you been doing recently?
It's been good. We kind of went on a little losing skit for a bit there, but we got some wins under our belt again, and we just had our teddy bear toss last Sunday, which was pretty cool to be involved in that. So,
Well, yeah, let's get involved. Let's get kind of talking about the teddy bear toss. Personally, one of my favorite events of the CHL calendar. Unfortunately, it was a 3-2 loss to the Wenatchee Wild. But kind of looking at the teddy bear toss, like how fun of a game was that for you to be involved with?
yeah, it was incredible. Like I've played in some pretty big games in my life, but like 15,000 people in the Saddle Dome, you can't really beat it. So yeah, it was a great experience. Wish we came away with the W there, but it was a lot of fun. Even the next day, going to the hospital, seeing all the kids, the smiles, it was incredible. So
And did you kind of get the feeling that maybe the team might have been gripping the sticks a little bit too tight there in the early going? Because it's such a big moment, and you obviously don't want to get shut out on home ice.
yeah, I mean for sure. Like there's maybe what 5, 6 kids we had on our team that played in it before, and everybody else, I don't know if they played in front of over 5,000 fans. So it was definitely took a couple minutes to kind of get used to. But I mean, Wenatchee played a great game. Their goalie played really well as well. So like I said, tough we didn't get the win, but is what it is.
And what about that moment, like when the teddy bear toss goal was scored? You have 20,000 bears, it feels like, raining over the glass there. That must have been just like so fun to witness and to see as a rookie in your first year.
Yeah, it was super sweet for sure. I mean, even my parents, they came out to the game, and my dad, he's lived here 30 years, and he said he never experienced a teddy bear toss, but he thought it was unreal as well. So
Well, I kind of want to talk about the schedule here for you guys. There's a portion where I think you guys played 3 straight games against the Medicine Hat Tigers. What is that all about?
yeah, I don't know who's running the schedule here, but yeah, those were some hard fought games for sure. I mean, we took 2 of them to overtime, but Med Hat's got a good team as well. But yeah, tough we didn't come out with those wins, but it is what it is. Focus on the next ones.
When you saw the schedule come out, like how weird was it that you saw 3 games in a row against the same team? Like that's so weird.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, lucky it wasn't like PA or something. We had to make a long bus trip, but yeah, I was pretty confused by it. I didn't know that would happen or that was the deal, but
Well, okay, yeah. So your next game is against the Red Deer Rebels at home tomorrow night, I believe. How do you expect the team to kind of respond going up against the Rebels? And they're such a huge rival to the Hitmen.
yeah, we're gonna be hungry for sure. We lost our last game against them, so we'll make sure we come out flying, especially after losing our last game, and hopefully we can win both of them this weekend and kind of set ourselves up before Christmas.
Getting into your story here, was there a player growing up who you wanted to model your game after?
Uh, as a kid, I was a big Bruins fan. I love the Flames, but I was always pretty big on Patrice Bergeron, like just his 200-foot game, and like I said, I love the Bruins, so I was always big on him. I used to love watching Claude Giroux as well on the Flyers back in the day. Same idea, 200 foot, and Giroux, he had some hands and some skill as well. So those two were always super fun to watch for me.
And how about the Bruins this year? I mean, they're just off to this unreal start. Morgan Geekie feels like he's going to win the Rocket Richard. It's quite incredible to see the season that they've had.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not too high on the Bruins now as I used to be as a kid. I'm more of a Flames fan. I don't like to say it out loud too often, but even them, they're 7-3 in their last 10, I think. So they're kind of making their way here.
Well, the future is bright in net for the Flames, and that's always, kind of the most important position with the goalie. And they have Dustin Wolf, who's going to lead them for the next 10, 15 years. So that's good that they figured that out.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's unreal, man. Like even watching him practice at the Saddle Dome, like he's incredible.
Who influenced you to get into hockey?
My older brother used to play before me as well. So I think if I'm being honest, I don't even think I liked hockey at first, but it kind of ruined like my father played as well, so it was kind of in the blood. And I think it was probably till I was like 6 years old when I kind of started to love it. But I think just seeing my older brother play all the time kind of got me into it.
So that's kind of interesting. You didn't really enjoy hockey at first, so it kind of took you a while to get around to playing the game.
Yeah, I mean a little for sure. Like I was 4 when I started, and I was always playing with my older brother and his friends, and they were like 7 years old. So it was like I was kind of a little behind at times. But I think around 6 is when I started to kind of score some goals and realized, hey, maybe this is for me.
Well, you're from Langdon, Alberta. So how did you decide between the Flames and the Oilers?
My father, he was a Flames fan as well. So I mean, even he used to have season tickets to the Flames games too. So he'd always take my older brother, my younger brother, and I. So yeah, those were some special moments back in those days. And then going to the Red Lot when I was like 16 years old when they were making playoffs was always super fun. So yeah, I'm a Flames fan till I die now.
Do you have any favorite memories of the Battle of Alberta?
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. When they made the second round there, when they made the playoffs, I got to go to game one, and it was electric. Like the fans, the atmosphere, like, and it was crazy. I forget what the score was, but it was high scoring. It was like 4-3 after the first period. They had like a Stuart Skinner chant going on. It was, yeah, incredible. So that would definitely be my favorite memory. And it was like the first Battle of Alberta in like 30 years or something in the playoffs. So it was incredible.
Well, I mean, playoff hockey, there's nothing like it, right? Especially when we get Edmonton and Calgary in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was unreal. I'm pretty positive too. Don't quote me on it, but I think they won game one, and then the Oilers won the next four. So I was at the one they won. I probably should have went to the other ones. So they're good luck charm.
Exactly. They should have had you in the stands there. You're 1-0 with the Flames in the playoffs there. So it's unfortunate that, you couldn't figure out a way to get you there for game two.
Yeah, they should have did that for sure.
Because of like the choir with the LA Kings there against the Oilers, they had them out for the anthem, and then the Kings kept winning. And then should have done the same with you. By the with the Flames bringing you out there, you're the good luck charm.
Yeah, I'll have to remember next time they make the playoffs to get me out.
Before joining the Hitmen, you played with the Okotoks Oilers. How come you decided to join that organization to help with your development?
Yeah, so I was initially from Langdon at the time. So they had a billet program going on. So I ended up having to go to school in Okotoks and billet as well. And I knew the head coach a little, Chris Beston, and he was incredible. One of my favorite coaches I've ever had. So having him there was unreal. He was always great to me. And all my buddies were same idea, living in Langdon, and they had the billet as well. So it was probably one of the funnest years of hockey I've had, getting to go to school with all of them. And we had a pretty good team. So yeah, that's what brought me to Okotoks.
Well, can you talk to me just about how important it is that there isn't much roster turnover year to year so that you can kind of build that chemistry off the ice, and that must translate to kind of on ice production too.
Yeah, I mean, of course, right? Like there's a bunch of kids I played with, like Kyle McDonough I played with since a young age, Connor Radke as well. And I grew up playing with those guys, and getting to play on a line with them in midget was just incredible. Like, especially kind of knowing it's probably our last time playing together, it kind of clicked in that let's uh let's go out there and have some fun. So
Your first season in the AJHL was spent with the Grand Prairie Storm. You scored 6 points in 48 games, but the play-in series is kind of what I want to focus on. That was against the old Grizzlies, and you won that in 4 games, beating them 3-1. What was it like to be part of that playoff overtime in Game 3?
yeah, it was pretty sweet. My buddy Sam Lyons, him and I were super close throughout the whole year, and he was a guy who battled a lot of injuries that year, and he ended up scoring the goal to kind of seal that game for us. So it was a pretty special moment. The locker room was super high, everybody was fired up, and kind of gave us some energy going into game four.
Well, let's talk about the second round there going up against the Calgary Canucks. So what about that Canucks team made it so difficult to play against them?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny kind of getting the insight, getting to go to Calgary the year after from all the guys. Like even going in, I'm like, uh-oh, man. Like I some of the chirps I was throwing at these guys, cross check, like yeah, it was pretty funny. But they were heartwarming to me and like welcomed me into Calgary. So no hate towards them there, obviously. But yeah, like Calgary, they kind of just bought into their system, I believe, and like believed what they were doing. And they had a bunch of skill, like Ty Hipkin, Bowden Singleton, their goalie played really well as well. So yeah, obviously they were a great team, ending up winning it all that year. So
So then talk to me about kind of the decision that you had to make joining or unless you were traded, joining the Calgary Canucks the very next year.
yeah, I actually I ended up getting traded like right before the season happened. Like I went all off season thinking I was going to be back with the Storm, and kind of last minute I got a call. Brad Moran called me up and let me know I was part of the Calgary Canucks now, and he was really excited to have me. Said I was going to fit great into their roster, and yeah, so ended up staying in Calgary. My family was obviously super excited. My brothers were pumped they could come to every game, so it was pretty special.
You must have packed out the entire arena then with all your family there.
Well, yeah, that was the thing with the Canucks a while back too, is that they didn't get a lot of fans, but they actually did a lot better the last couple of years. They've kind of changed it a lot where they're getting way more fans nowadays. But yeah, I almost kind of thought like, is it just gonna be my family? But it turned out they had more fans than I thought, so it was awesome.
Well, that was such a magical season going on and winning the AJHL championship. What are you going to remember most about that season?
Oh, I think all of it, obviously. Like the thing with winning is I feel like I'll never forget a single person on that roster, right? Like we spent so much time together, like every day at the rink was just incredible. Just showing up to the rink, practicing with those guys, like we had a really special group, and I think that's why we won.
Well, your teammate Nathan Maloney won AJHL Best Defenseman and really kind of filled up the award cabinet. What can you tell me about his game?
He's a pretty special player, like incredibly skilled, like knows what to do with the puck, great in the O zone, good in the D zone, incredible skater. And obviously it shows he's translated to the WHL now playing in Lethbridge. But yeah, he was also a great teammate as well. So
Are you throwing chirps at him too when you play against him?
no chirps Maloney. I'll maybe hit him with a cross check or something, but no, I like him too much to chirp him.
It's a brotherhood, right? You got to
Yeah,
respect it.
no, exactly.
You scored 22 points in 34 games and tallied another 16 and 13 playoff games. How did your game elevate in the playoffs with the Calgary Canucks? And is it just something to do with your pregame workout that kind of helps?
I wouldn't say necessarily my pregame workout. Like I'm very superstitious, so I was taping my stick a certain way, I was eating a certain way, everything like that. But I ended up getting hurt halfway through the season. I played like 10, 12 games before getting hurt, and I was playing really well, so it was kind of definitely a little bump in the road. But I missed maybe 20, 30 games through a broken collarbone. And when I ended up getting back, it kind of took me a little bit to kind of figure it out because like all these kids have been playing, right? Like they're kind of their cardio's up, their hands are moving. So it probably took me 10 games when I got back to kind of figure it out. And that was right until playoffs. And kind of knowing how late it was in the season, I was like, I just got to make sure I'm playing my best hockey when playoff comes. And I ended up playing with a couple great players into playoffs, and yeah, we ended up making a pretty good run and got some points on the score sheet there. So
Well, talk about the resilience that you had to go through with the broken collarbone, and then you elevate that your game, you get back up to speed. Like I mentioned, 16 and 13 playoff games. Like that's just so crazy to come back from that injury and contribute the way that you did.
yeah, for sure. I mean, getting injured is never fun, right? Obviously, it's a part of the game, but I definitely owe it to the guys I was playing with as well. We kind of had a system and gained some chemistry before playoffs, and then we happened to get hot as soon as playoffs started. So
So did you ever like talk to me with the mental side of that broken collarbone injury? Like that must have been so tough when you to be away from the team and away from the rink and kind of like it must have been really hard to like this is your reality. You aren't playing, you're kind of just rehabbing and training and going through, a shitload of physiotherapy to get back.
Yeah, definitely some of the moments I'd like to forget. Like even when I was in the hospital, I was in there for like 30 hours. It was like I was supposed to get my surgery at noon on a Thursday. So I was there at 8 o'clock. You're not allowed to eat before midnight. And then by noon, it got pushed back to 4. Then it got pushed back to 10. And then 10 p.m. comes around. I haven't eaten any food yet. And they're like, we're not going to get you until the morning. So I had to stay the whole night at the hospital. I didn't eat all day. So then I had to munch on some McDonald's before bed. But yeah, luckily, the beginning of the morning, they got me in right away. But yeah, after that, it probably took me a couple weeks to kind of sitting at home, sitting on the couch, and after that I was with the team again, and they were incredible about everything, right? Like texts every day, how you doing, calls every week, checking in. So another reason, like we were so close, and to have those guys like ask about me and make sure I'm doing all right was incredible.
Because the worst thing about it is like you want to be out there to contribute, you want to be out there to help, but you just physically can't.
Yeah, yeah, of course, right? And yeah, broken collarbone, I can't go out there and play. But no, I mean like they obviously kept it going in the win column and were playing hard. So they were still fun to watch. Like on the road, I'd watch every game, make sure they were doing well, checking on them as well. And yeah, it was obviously super exciting when I got to come back.
Well, let's talk about kind of that whole championship playoff run there that you have with the Canucks. I want to start, or I want to go to the finals. Kind of an interesting experience going up against the Grand Prairie Storm, who you started your AJHL career with. So you played them before. Like, how did you feel about facing your former team?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, there's some nerves. I mean, there's kids on GP that I'm still close with to this day, right? Like they have some great guys on that team as well. But yeah, it was obviously like pretty nerve-wracking. It was like they were 8-0 going into the finals. We were 8-1, so we knew it was going to be a battle, especially like we thought we were going to be playing against Whitecourt, right? They were kind of the powerhouse in the north, but yeah, I mean, once you get out there, it's just exciting, right? Like that first game was super close. And once we picked up the two at home, we knew we just had to go steal one there. And we happened to steal game three right away. And then we kind of knew we were in a good spot.
So what do you think the key factors were that led to the Canucks sweeping this series and winning the championship?
I mean, we just never got down. Like even game one, I think after the first period, we were down like 3-1 and the vibes just stayed high. Like the positivity through that locker room and the leadership was incredible. And that was something I noticed day one with the Canucks was I was like, the leadership on this team it's another level. So having guys like Bowden Singleton, Kenny Sutton like leading the way, it shows.
Did having familiarity with the GP Storm kind of help you and the team prepare for the series, or was it just kind of a blank slate from that standpoint?
No, I wouldn't say it was a blank slate. Like we obviously watched a lot of film on them
Mhm.
going into the series, and they'd ask questions too, like how's this guy? How's he in the locker room? How's their locker room work? And like obviously Nick Jones, he was an incredible goalie, and I kind of had some idea where to score on him. I didn't score enough on him, but yeah. And then their top guys, obviously they were there the year before, so I had some insight. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was we were going in knowing nothing. Like we kind of had an idea what we had to bring and kind of ended up getting the job done.
What was the team's mentality heading into the Centennial Cup?
Yeah, so it was pretty cool kind of knowing from the beginning of the year that we were going to the Centennial Cup, but through the whole year through playoffs, like our motto was earn our way. Like we wanted to make sure we were supposed to be there. So it definitely provided some pressure on us, but we obviously owned up to the pressure and yeah, we found a way to earn our way there. And when we got there, like we went on a run as well. So,
Looking back at your time at the Centennial Cup, what stands out to you the most about just the whole experience?
oh, it was super special. Like having it in Calgary. I think it was a huge advantage, like as well as like getting to wake up in your own bed, cook your own meals. But yeah, it's something I'll never forget. Like even the before the final game, like just high energy. Everybody was ready to go. Like we knew we had a good shot. We never thought once that we weren't going to win it, which was a big part as well, I thought.
So you felt as though that you had the home ice advantage since the arena is kind of next door to where you guys play your regular season games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Melfort coming in, we played them game one of the Centennial Cup final, and they were kind of our biggest worry from the get-go. The year before, when the Canucks were there, Melfort was the team that beat them out in the semifinal. So I kind of remember heading into that game one, like everybody was pretty nervous, especially the guys that were there last year. And we ended up going down 1-0, like right off the bat. And everybody was kind of stressing a bit. And we ended up getting a late goal at the end. Riley Bracco chip went off the wall to me. And I went down on a little breakaway, put it short side high on him. So we tied it up right before the end there. And then in the locker room, I think we kind of figured out like these guys ain't much better than us. So after that, we ended up winning that. I think Bracco scored the game winner to make it 2-1. And then we kind of kept it rolling the rest of the tournament.
Talk about relieving the stress of the team with you going down there on the B way and going short side.
Well, it was a great play off the wall. Like chips it right by the guy I was in alone. And I'm not one for getting breakaways. It's probably like, I don't know. I don't score on a lot of breakaways. So that one was huge, obviously. That's one thing I got to work on. So
Just a once in a blue moon kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. I picked some good timing for it for sure. But
Well,
yeah, still got to
it
work
could be
on.
a good thing that you don't score on breakaways because if you think about it, that means that the goalies don't have a book on you.
Yeah, I guess so.
You guys won in overtime 3-2 against the Rockland Nationals. So that was in the semifinals. And so how did the team kind of prepare for the finals of that magnitude?
Yeah, I mean, like the semifinals, like Rockland beat us in the round robin like 7-2. Like they absolutely smoked us. And they were a really good team. Like I think after the tournament was kind of said and done, like they were the best team we played. Like they defended extremely well. Their goalie was really good as well. So when we played them in the semis, we were down 2-0 with like 5 minutes left in the second. And it was kind of like you never want to think you're gonna lose, but it was like we might not win this tonight, and that's okay. And Fetchner ended up scoring a big goal for us on the penalty kill. And we went into the locker room going into the third, and we're like, boys, we're one away. And we ended up scoring with like 2 minutes left in the third to tie it up. And then going into overtime, it was like, okay, it's in our hands now. We got a massive crowd here for us. The energy and the momentum's in our hand, and we finished it off in overtime. And then kind of going into the final, we're like, okay, we're this close. It's our home barn. We're gonna have a ton of people there. We can get the job done here.
Can you kind of just take me through the entire day that was the finals? Like, what was it like celebrating a Centennial Cup victory in front of your home crowd?
Oh yeah, it was incredible. Like everybody coming to support. Like the rink was sold out, and the kind of ideal with us was like we needed to score the first goal because every time we didn't score the first goal, we were usually kind of in a little more trouble. And that was when we ended up getting the first goal, and the crowd was in it early, and we just ended up keep scoring. And I think it ended 7-2. And yeah, it was just super special, like getting to celebrate with those guys and kind of get the job done, considering we were kind of the favorite since the start of the year, right? Like we were supposed to, I wouldn't say we were supposed to win, but we knew we had a chance to win. So kind of getting to finish the job was just incredible, especially doing it in Calgary.
And it's like you guys didn't get there because you were the host. You earned your way, like you mentioned, and that's such an important thing to remember. Is just like you like it's great that you got the host bid, but you also don't want to get into the Centennial Cup just because you were the host. You guys earned your way there.
Yeah, for sure. And that was the coolest part about it too, is like I remember when we won the AJ, it was like the greatest thing I've ever done before. I never won anything in hockey up until that, and I thought nothing could beat it. And then a month later, we end up winning the Centennial Cup, and it tops it right away. So,
What do you remember about joining the Calgary Hitmen?
oh, it was pretty cool. So I ended up getting a tryout about a week or two before the camp. Brad Moran, he's the assistant coach. He was my head coach last year, and he kind of mentioned like, "Hey, I think you got a shot at cracking it. Like, come try out." And I had a great main camp. I played really well, and I made it to the top 40 where after that they made a lot of cuts, and they had a little meeting with every guy that was there, and that was kind of when they let me know I was getting signed. And yeah, it was super special. My parents weren't even in town because they were out at my lake house, and I'm like, I think I've played well enough to kind of get into preseason, so don't worry about coming to the top 40. So they weren't even there, and they mentioned like, hey, are your parents here to kind of so we can let them know? And I'm like, no, they're like 4 hours away right now. But I gave them a call right after, and they were all super excited for me. And yeah, then we went into preseason. I played really well as well and cracked the opening night roster. So,
Well, take me through the meeting that you had with the GM and the coach and kind of everyone that was involved, that finding out that you made the team out of preseason.
yeah, I was definitely a little in shock. Like I didn't really expect to kind of be told that right away. So it kind of hit me with some shock. And I think one of them even mentioned like, "Hey, we expected you to be a little more excited here." And I'm like, "No, trust me, I'm stoked. I just it kind of caught me off guard here."
Yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of the news that you aren't expecting at all, right? It kind of catches everyone by shock. And clearly it did with you there, not really expecting to make the team out of preseason. But I kind of think like it's great that you had the head coach of the Canucks be the assistant of the Hitman who can kind of vouch for you in a sense, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like Brad's always been great to me. He's one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. So kind of having him in my corner going in was kind of a positive, obviously. But yeah, I have so much respect for Brad, and obviously happy he was there and kind of gave me a shot.
Well, I want to talk about the 14-man rookie warm-up that you guys had. I guess just like what was your reaction to over half the team going out for the rookie lap?
Yeah, I've been asked that a couple times, and like, I didn't even realize how many rookies we had till like after the game when I kind of seen the video everyone was seeing. I was like, dude, I didn't think there was 14 of us walking out there, but I mean we had like five or six of guys that played junior hockey before, just not in the WHL, right? So obviously that's another step up. But yeah, I think I was just too focused on kind of playing hockey to even think about it.
Well, your first WHL game was against the Lethbridge Hurricanes, and you scored 2 points. How much confidence did that add to your game?
Yeah, I mean, I got put with some pretty good players like Rylaning and Sean Hildebrandt. It was Sean's first game as well, so he was obviously out there buzzing around, super excited. And Rylan was kind of a veteran presence we had on our line, so we kind of clicked right away and ended up tallying a few points, all of us. So yeah, it worked out perfect.
Your first WHL game or your first WHL goal, sorry, came against the Rebels. What do you remember about that moment, and what did it mean to you?
Oh, it was super exciting. Obviously, I remember going in. We that was our first time wearing the pink jerseys, so I was pretty fired up about that. Like little things like that always kind of get me ready to go. But yeah, obviously it was super special. It was my first shift of the game, and Rylan kind of threw one into the slot, and I was right off the bench, so it was like kind of gripping my stick a little tight, and I think I had an empty net and I ended up going bar down. So it looks a little prettier than it was. But yeah, obviously special. I mean, I had a lot of family there that night as well. So it was super cool.
Well, it is nice that it came against a team that was, I guess you could argue that it is within driving distance. Like it's not like it was against Prince Albert in PA, right? It was against the Rebels. It's somewhat close to where you grew up. So having the friends and family there to support you must have been such an awesome moment to be a part of too.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I had some buddies on the Rebels as well that I was playing against. So it was kind of cool to do it against them as well. Kind of sent them a little text after, like, hey, you couldn't block that shot or anything. But, but yeah, it was special, obviously.
That's fantastic. One of the questions that I've been asking kind of junior hockey players recently is just about the rule change with the NCAA and the CHL allowing players to now go to the NCAA once they're finished with the CHL. I guess I kind of just wanted to get what your thoughts were on the rule change and kind of what you feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes total sense. Like, obviously at the time, like it was out of everyone's control, and there was nothing we could really do about it. But yeah, I think it makes tons of sense to kind of have the best players allowed to go, and I think it makes other leagues almost development leagues to get to the WHL. But I mean, it was nothing in my control, obviously, and nobody else's. So it's just the way of the land now, and something everyone's gonna have to follow.
Well, I think it's great because it allows, like you mentioned, it's kind of a development thing, and it allows now players like you in the WHL or the OHL, QMJHL to finish their 4 or 5 years and still go to the NCAA and play D1 hockey, which I think is great.
Yeah, no, I mean I think it makes total sense. Like it sucks for the kids that are great players in different leagues kind of having to go through it and not getting a chance. But I mean, for the future, I think it makes total sense.
How would you evaluate your game so far this season?
I think it's been good. Like obviously it's a learning curve, new league, a little faster, but yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get better every day and grow my game. Like I try to do film as much as possible with the Hitman staff and yeah, just kind of help this team win and do what I can to contribute.
You guys sit fifth in the Eastern Conference. What do you think has been the biggest factor in the team's success so far, and where do you see room for improvement?
I mean, we're a super close group. Like obviously, like we're a really young team as well, and we're kind of building for the future a bit, but we're just not going to let that be an excuse for us, and we're just going to keep getting better every day. I believe we're the hardest working team in the whole league, so having that behind us is huge, I think, as well. And we got great veterans, and the young guys have been awesome. They've been doing really well as well. So we're just going to keep growing as a team and make a run when playoffs comes.
Your penalty kill is among the strongest in the Eastern Conference. Are there any particular strategies or players that have stood out in making the penalty kill so effective?
Yeah, there's definitely some players that stand out. I think all six of our D in the lineup do a great job on the penalty kill. And we got some high end talent on forwards who, do the system and run it well. And obviously they've been doing a great job doing it considering we have the highest in the league. So,
Who has been the hardest player to defend in the WHL and why?
oh, I'd have to think about that for a sec. I don't know. That's actually a great question. I could give you hardest team maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Who has
Yeah,
been the most difficult
hardest
team to
team.
go against?
Like PA, they're super hard to play against. They work real hard, and I'd say Medicine Hat as well. Like they you can tell why they've won, right? Like they're all bought in. They know their system, their structure, and you can tell they're a pretty close group as well. So I'd say those two teams.
Why do you wear number 39?
That's just what they gave me in preseason, and I thought I did pretty well in preseason. So I'm like, I don't know if I can change it now. So I just decided to keep it, and no going back now. I got a couple jerseys that some family members bought with 39 on the back. So
Yeah, you can't change it now.
yeah, no, I'm sticking with it now.
Look good, feel good, play good, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind it either. I mean, a couple buddies chirp me for it, but I think it looks fine. So.
Do you have a favorite arena that you've traveled to so far this year?
Um, Well, the Saddle Dome obviously holds a pretty special place in my heart, just kind of growing up there and going to games there all the time. But obviously Rogers Place in Edmonton was super sweet too. We showed up there after our game in Red Deer and we got there at like midnight and kind of walking around there at night. It was like this place is insane. But maybe a bit of a hot take, but I like Moose Jaw's rink a lot. I think that's a perfect junior barn. So.
So as we're kind of closing off this interview here, have you figured out someone who that you that's kind of hard to go up against in the WHL or not yet?
Ah, Carter Cunningham on the Mad Hat Tigers. I'm always line matched against him, and he kind of gives me a tough time out there. So,
My last question to you is, do you have any advice for younger hockey players?
uh, I'd say just focus on getting better every day. Like control what you can control. Like not everybody's route's going to be easy. You're going to go through injuries, and yeah, just focus what you can do every day to get better and keep growing.
Well, I'd like to thank again Luc Trevors for joining me on today's podcast. Thank you again, Luc.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me. Appreciate it.